Welcome to Creatively Exposed, a podcast and safe space for Black and marginalized creatives to empower, educate, and uplift you through the final product of self and creation. Bring a homie, share with a homie, and enjoy the show. To Creatively Exposed, and I am using some different programming, so I probably won't edit this too crazy. So, season 5, definitely I feel like 2022 is a year for new beginnings when it comes to how we perceive ourselves internally and externally. Thinking about what abundance and success looks like and how it changes and how we need to pivot in order to get closer to our dreams. I have been discussing this for a while about what it really means to bet on ourselves. I think this year is bet on yourself season. And like, what you got to do to feel like you should even have the audacity to bet, right? And to hope and to create your own lane, to pave your own lane, to change lane, right? I feel like I've realized that I can do anything. But literally that, like, it doesn't have to be either or, all or nothing, living in the flow of whatever the gray is, right? And being open to letting this reality, because what is real anymore? This reality of creating a box for ourselves and staying in that box. Like, you're so dope and you are here playing small. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we change the ability to not only want for more, but to be the more that we want to be? So, I don't know. You know, I always feel like I'm rambling and not making no sense, but this definitely is the year, if no one else has told you, where you are not self-deprecating yourself, where we are not making ourselves smaller just to fit whatever society has told us. I had the pleasure of just discussing poetry and like being a poet, which it'll never not blow my mind. But like to discuss poetry with students. And I really want to reiterate what I said, like, the time is going to pass. And I heard somebody say that. I think it was like a younger person that's like, yeah, I'm going to do this thing. And she said, the time is going to pass, so why not do it anyway? And I feel like keep that same energy with what you've always wanted to do. And so, what would you do if time, which is a social construct, I feel like we've kind of realized this being mostly enclosed, depending where you live in the house. If this pandemic has not taught us anything besides washing our hands and wearing a mask, anyway, I feel like life is too short. Life is too short to follow somebody else's rules when it comes to what you can and you cannot do, with what you believe is possible. Most of my life being a creative has been, oh, that's for starving, the starving artist, you not finna eat because you out here making art. And it's like, y'all lied so hard to me. And maybe you didn't know better, right? But like, when you know better, you do better. And so, what would you do if you stopped hiding? That was a tweet, and the person, I want to look for it now. The person who posted it on Twitter literally put a journal prompt that asked, like, what would you be if you stopped hiding? And I'm just like, I'm looking for it. If I wasn't hiding, what would I be doing? And that was to live unchained. I wish I would have screenshotted their at, but to live unchained. So you could probably find it on Twitter. And what would you do? I think for me, being forced out of work, put back in, shifted the whole shit for me. It shifted the whole thing because I felt like all I had was this thing. It's like, all I had was like literally the dollar and the dream, right? And it's like, yep, I'm always going to be working towards my dream. But like, when it is in your face, that it is a possibility to step here and move closer to it, to be in community with people who are already doing the thing, right? For some people, it's their bread and butter. For others, it's, a part hustle, or it's the entrepreneurial portion of their day. And I also want to discuss that, like, there is no shade to having a day job to support your dream. Like, not everyone has the privilege to just be like, you know what? I'm gonna go after this thing and that's it. But I think no matter what, betting on yourself is the most important part, right? Because sometimes there's something so like deep within me. I like to say you because I be talking to y'all. That just says, I need to do this. I am fighting for my life. I need to do this. I don't care what happens. I recently saw Now We Are Breaking Up. It's a K-drama on Netflix. If you are new to the show, I watch a lot of K-dramas. And I've begun writing down quotes and things. But the main character, one of the main characters, she is the main, goes out on her own to start her own thing. And I guess low-key spoiler alert, but you won't know when. And she's basically, hella spoiler alert, I'm sorry. And she's basically like, if it all goes to hell, if it all goes into ruin, then I'm going to take that risk to go into ruin. I have lived my life so diligently, so kind of like desperately, that this time I want to just give myself a chance to fail, right? And why not? And maybe that can be an episode in itself, is the fear of failure, right? Like, for me, failure is literally sitting for the rest of your life and wondering, what if? What if I gave that thing a chance? What if? And never starting. That is failure to me. Trying something and realizing, this ain't hit as hard as I wanted to hit. Or saying, oh shit, I was not ready for any of this. I gotta start all over again. Are we really starting from scratch? Or are you just rehashing the idea into something better? We can plan for an eternity, right? I love me some research. For those who don't know, I spent like 3 years researching how to start a podcast. And on one day I think it was it was in August before my birthday. And I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start this damn podcast and see where it goes. That doesn't work for everyone, right? Like, I get that. But what if you fly? What if it works out? What if you prepared to win? Which is something my friend 𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐤𝐭𝐫 said. And if you haven't checked out her work, past due audio drama, Kiss the Audio series, which is a dope ass thriller, Santa Baby, like, Google her. You will find some dope things. What if we prepared to win? What would that look like? We've been preparing, and when I say we, I'll be talking to myself, for loss, for having to go back to the drawing board for so long. What happens if I win? Will I be prepared for my blessings? And so, couple of questions, right? What would you do if you came out of hiding? And what if you prepared to win? So, if you have been waiting until one day to do whatever, write that book, get that degree, draw that thing, for me, a creative is someone building something literally out of nothing, making $1 out of 15 cents, right? It's not just art, but carrying yourself in a way of life that maybe no one could have imagined. So, dear listeners, to all 7 of y'all, I need to stop playing, but to all of you who are just out there listening to my madness, I appreciate you. Welcome to season 5, y'all. And I'm so excited for what we can build. I hope I inspire